Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
I totally forgot what we're doing today.
That's okay. Just remember that the inside of the tune is the part that makes the outside sound good.
Always know.
All right. I'm Adam Maness.
I'm Peter Martin.
You're listening to the You'll Hear podcast.
Daily Chess Advice coming at you.
Coming at you today, sponsored by Open Studio. Peter.
Open Studio.
It's been 24 hours, but it feels
Jazz.com.
like just about 2 minutes.
It does, but in those 2 minutes, I totally forgot what we're doing, and then you clued me back in 3 times.
Which is weird because
There's been a lot going on today.
It's been a busy day. We got the parking lot across the alleys being repaved, and there's guys out there dragging shovels.
No respect for the pod cave.
No
respect.
No respect for the pod cave. We got
I'm getting on a plane tonight to go to a place called Little Rock, Arkansas. Actually, in a couple of hours. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Little Rock.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah, Little Rock. It's a beautiful town on the mighty Mississippi, I believe. Is that
I'll tell you
correct?
what, man. There are some parts.
Not the Arkansas. The slightly less. But Andrew's looking at me with just utter failure in his face.
Is it the White River? There are parts of
it's the White River, all right.
God. There are parts of Arkansas that are stunningly beautiful.
Oh yeah,
you know, in the Ozarks.
Have you floated through the Arkansas? Through Arkansas at all?
No.
I've done some float trips that are. I mean, they're beautiful up here, float trips.
Yeah, but no.
Minus certain animals that you see.
Yeah.
From certain neighborhoods, but yeah, Arkansas is a beautiful. I'm talking about humans.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Arkansas is a stunningly beautiful state.
Awesome.
And excited to go down there. Playing at South on Main, which is owned and operated by our former sponsor, possibly our future sponsor, Oxford American.
Oxford American. Say what's up to all the Oxford American folks.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
So today we are continuing our discussion, our animated discussion, as it's been called.
Oh, is Clara going to animate this again? Is that what we're doing?
Our animated discussion of Thelonious Monk's advice as transcribed by Steve Lacy.
Page 2.
Page 2. Or as they say in France, page 2. Okay. So we ended yesterday with one that you especially love, but we both love. The inside of the tune, the bridge, is the part that makes the outside sound good. So if you missed yesterday, check it out. But today we're going to move right along.
Are we going to have this PDF up on the
we're
links
gonna have
for
the
both
PDF.
episodes,
We're having
Andrew?
the PDF, Andrew? He's like, yeah, I told you, yeah.
All right,
good.
Right.
Okay, so next we have, this is advice from Thelonious Monk as transcribed by Steve Lacy.
Yeah, as transcribed by Steve Lacy. They were playing a gig together.
We don't know about that.
All right, well.
Now you're just making stuff up.
I've created a whole mythology around this.
They were hanging out in a coffee shop, and he ordered a double cappuccino, and then, no, we don't know that.
Thelonious Monk was down on his luck, and a young kid came. No, I'm just kidding.
With a notebook. Okay, so
New Line Cinema presents. Sorry.
So we've got, don't play everything or every time. Let some things go by. Some music, just imagine. What you don't play can be more important than what you do. So that's one kind of sentence, one little snippet, but it's like 5 great things that are all connected together, right? I mean, don't play everything or every time. That's already telling you a lot. Don't play everything. And I take that as like, don't play everything you hear. Don't play everything that you could play at that moment. Don't play everything that comes across your feeble little mind, sucker. You know, or every time. Don't play everything every time. I mean, that right there, if you just followed that, most people's playing would improve, what, minimum 30%?
Man. Yeah, that's gold. I feel like maybe Miles might have picked that up a little bit.
I know.
I'm hanging around with Monk. This next one is poetry as well.
But one more part of that,
sure.
because you're kind of jumping past that quickly. What's up? You didn't like that one?
No, I love that one. I love that one. Some music
let some things go by. Oh,
some
I love
music
that.
just imagined.
Yeah, let some things go by. Some music just imagined. I have a list of drummers I'd like to send that to via Telegram. No,
but it's true. Even amongst modern musicians, you think about your friend Brian Blade.
Yeah,
and the music that I don't hear him play is still like the negative space that he puts out in the world is so beautiful.
He's such a negative guy. I've always thought that.
No, but you know what I mean. Like there's what he plays, but what he's not playing. And this is such a cliche you hear, but he's crafting what he's not playing. It's seemingly as curated. Which is a great word for him. Curated as what he is playing. It's just the sound that he leaves hanging in the air is unbelievable.
You're absolutely right.
Was that deep enough for you to go into this one?
Well, basically you're saying he's such a negative, crafty guy is what you're saying, right?
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, what's the next one? Sorry, I was just looking.
The next one is beautiful. It's poetry. It's a note can be as small as a pin or as big as the world. It depends on your imagination.
Right.
I love that.
Da, pure imagination.
But you know
Willy
what?
Wonka.
I can hear this in his
17.
playing. I can hear this in his technique. You know, the way he can manipulate a piano, unlike anyone else, and the tones and timbres that he gets out of the piano really takes a lot of imagination.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This next one's good. Stay in shape.
Yeah.
Sometimes the musician waits for a gig. When it comes, he's out of shape and can't make it.
Yeah.
Now, we got excited at first because we're like, oh, yeah, stay in shape. We've been working out, musically working out.
That's right.
Stay in musical shape. Stay professional. Stay on top of your game. You know what I'm saying? And that's so great. That's what I'm saying. We were talking about this yesterday. I mean, like, this is just like life advice. This is like something that you write down and give your kid when they go to college, you know,
Man.
from Uncle Thelonious.
This next one is something I feel like maybe Oscar Peterson read and was like, oh, yeah. When you're swinging, swing some more.
Yeah. That is, Oscar Peterson and a whole bunch of other swinging. Lester Young.
Yeah.
I mean, Ray Brown.
Oh, and then there's a little parentheses next to that one that's...
Well, no, actually, I think that's a separate one. Like an add-on one.
It's just an additional one?
Yeah. You think it's connected with that?
What should we... No, I don't think it's connected.
It's so funny,
I just think
though.
it's its own thing that he just kind of couched in here.
Right.
What should we wear tonight? Sharp as possible.
I know. I love that. It's not like, should we go jeans and a khaki shirt?
Should we go grubby for this? We should go...
Are we going hipster
Is everybody
grub?
going grubby? Is everybody going...
Are we going
grubby?
flat top? Yeah.
No, sharp as possible.
As sharp as possible. That's great.
That's good.
Always leave them wanting more. Now, I don't think Thelonious Monk came up with that, but
That's classic showbiz.
That's showbiz. But I mean, the fact that it applies in jazz, like, ooh, we kind of need to. Jazz musicians definitely need to hear that. So
Can I just say too that for me this could also apply to like crafting a set. Like sometimes when a club is like it needs to be like 95 minutes, I'm like, why would I want to put anybody through that? Like I know
I don't like jazz for that long.
Just let Jesse rob this train, buddy. I know what I'm doing. Let me
That's
craft
right.
my set the way it was. A tight 63 minutes is a great set sometimes.
That's right. Always leave them wanting more. Now, this applies to many things in life. I can tell you by trial and error where it does not apply to is marriage. This does not. This does not really work out for that. Just so you know.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in another episode. You'll hear it. Okay, next. Don't sound anybody for a gig. Just be on the scene. Can I get an amen? Andrew, can I get an amen? Amen. He said it. Okay. First of all, those of you who don't know, don't sound anybody. That means don't ask them like, hey, man, I'm available. Can I get a gig with you? Man, this is so great. And like, it seems like kind of a hipster diatribe, but it's not. I mean, it's just like, just be around and, you know, just be on the scene. I love that. It's like, be a part of the community. Like, be there. Like, don't just sit in the practice room waiting for the phone to ring or for somebody to text you. And this is a big problem for younger musicians, too. Like, everybody, they can communicate well by device, but they don't know how to communicate in person. But don't hit up somebody for the gig. Just be around. Let yourself be heard. Be useful. And then you'll be at the right place at the right time.
That's so great. I mean, this is really like, man.
By the way, can I get a gig? Sorry, I'm signing you for a gig. Okay.
The next one, okay, I wonder what the context was, but it's interesting. So those pieces were written so as to have something to play and to get cats interested enough to come to rehearsal.
I know.
I don't know what that means.
This
but you know what actually that could mean is like, you know what? Don't just be in a band where you're just calling all the things you are every night. You know, like have something to get people interested in your music, other musicians. You know,
I think that's it. Yeah, at first read, you could take it as like, you know, he just like, okay, practice on all this music. They're like, wow, I got there. And then like, oh, we're not going to play any of that.
Yeah.
Which has happened.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this next one is so funny.
You've got it. If you don't want to play, tell a joke or dance. But in any case, you got it to a drummer who didn't want to solo.
So a drummer didn't want to solo, and he was like, you got it. Hey, if you don't want to play, tell a joke or dance. But in any case, you got it.
It's still your solo, whether you solo or not. Man, that's happened to a lot. That happens to a lot of even good drummers sometimes. They're like so demure about it, you know.
All right, so we have two more left. And these are two sentences. And I think that these are not connected. What do you think? I mean, it's all
I don't
kind
think
of
they are. This last one that we'll get to last, that's kind of his most famous quote, I think.
It's the deepest thing.
It can almost be in a dentist's office in the lobby waiting room.
So the first one is, whatever you think can't be done, somebody will come along and do it.
Man, that's like a Nike slogan, man. Did they steal that? Did Nike steal that from?
Someone will come along and do it. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's...
Do it, because do it's underlined.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Well, and also, you know, like there's a great quote from the world record marathon runner Eliud Kipchoge that is no human is limited. That kind of reminds me of that. This is a little different, but it's this idea of like possibilities and like, you know, not having the mindset, a limited mindset, I think is what it is. This is kind of more along the lines of someone else is going to do it if you don't do it.
All right, this last one is pure gold. You got it.
A genius is the one most like himself. Yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, I'm like, somebody must have said something along those lines before, but, you know, I mean, in the history of the world.
Yeah.
But I think Monk is like, you know, he didn't say I'm a genius because I'm most like myself. He said a genius is the one most like himself. And it's such a wonderful entree and embracing thing we've talked about in previous weeks about being yourself, telling your story. It's such an invitation to be yourself, I think. It's not about invitation to be a genius. It's like saying you can be a genius, actually, if you're most like yourself. It's not like if you're most like another genius or somebody you think is a genius.
No, I think it's just, it's exactly what he said. And it's something we kind of have talked about more and more often, that it's not about the notes you play or the C sus7 with the flat 9 or any of that, but it's really about something that's harder, and that's the personal work of being as connected to you as a person as possible, and hopefully that gets, you know, your music is part of that and not disconnected. But I mean, there's a lot of work that goes involved in that, and
right.
I mean, that's just such a deep thing. It's life-changing, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a good one to end on.
For sure.
I think you nailed it, as always. So you can check out, we have a link below to read these, and please do. This is just kind of our interpretation. We're having fun with this. But these are things that, you know, I've kind of come back to, and I know you have at different points in our life and career, and it's just really fun to have this direct connection with somebody that we didn't get a chance to interact with, but it's part of our bigger jazz community, a giant in the jazz community.
Yeah.
Until tomorrow.
You'll hear it.